Hey guys, it's April 8th, 2016, and I am 27 weeks and 1 day pregnant. I had my 28-week pregnancy checkup today. The last time I went was 2 weeks ago at 25 weeks, and that's when they informed me that I would be coming in every 2 weeks now. So the way it fell, I couldn't be at an OB appointment when I was 28 weeks pregnant, only when I was 27 and 29 weeks. So we went ahead and did the 28-week checkup today, and so I thought I would kind of just briefly go over the last 27 weeks that I've had and then kind of talk about today's appointment, and hopefully we'll kind of be caught up, and then every 2 weeks when I have my appointments I can do another update for you guys. So the last official pregnancy update that I did I think was 6 or 8 weeks, I don't even remember, but I had the 6-week ultrasound. I had a 6-week ultrasound done. They were calling me high risk, classifying me as high risk, and doing and taking all the steps that need to be taken for a high risk pregnancy just because of my history of, trying to conceive and the insulin resistance and the PCOS and being overweight and etc. They just look at all of that and say, okay, this person's going to probably have a really hard pregnancy. So I went in at 6 weeks just to verify that I was pregnant and everything was where it was supposed to be, and I believe that that is what I spoke about in my last video. I also showed you guys a little ultrasound where it was like the little yolk sac with a little speck next to it, and that little speck was the baby, and there was a little flutter of a heartbeat. So then I didn't go to my first prenatal appointment until I was 10 weeks pregnant, and that's where I met with the doctor's nurse, and they answered a ton of questions, and we listened to the heartbeat for the first time, and it was really an awesome, special thing to hear the heart just so fast and strong, and to know that she was okay and she was alive. At that time we spoke about the genetic blood testing that they can do now, where not only do they test for multiple genetic abnormalities, but they can also get the gender of the baby from that blood work. So we opted to have that done, and so I had the blood work done at 10 weeks, and we found out the gender, or I found out the gender, the day before Christmas Eve, and we didn't think we were going to find out until after Christmas. So when all the family came into town and got together, I was able to kind of do a reveal and surprise everyone, and I got a little gift from my husband, and he opened it in front of everyone, and yay, it's a girl. So that was exciting. I also, backtrack a minute, when I was 10 weeks pregnant, I think it was 3 or 4 days after my appointment, I had a little bit of a scare. I had some fluid leakage or whatever I thought was not normal, and I didn't have to go pee, so I didn't think it was pee. So they said, well, we'll come in and we'll take a look and make sure everything's okay. So they did do an ultrasound then, just to be safe, and I do have a couple pictures from that, and she looked like a little gummy bear. I don't know if you can make that out, but just little arm nubs and little feet nubs, and her head and her heart beating away, and everything was healthy and great. And I think I was just, this whole thing's been a process. I've never been pregnant before, and so everything is just weird and foreign, and is that normal? And Google has been my best friend. So in all that stress, the light at the end of the tunnel, or the glass half full, I guess, part of it was that we got to see her again when we wouldn't have been able to see her until 19 weeks. So she was healthy, and she was kicking her little nubs around, and that was also a very special time after we found out everything was okay, of course. And at 19 weeks, I had a precautionary glucose tolerance test, and that's also where I spoke with my doctor about not being with an OB but being with a midwife. And since my blood pressure was good and I passed my first glucose tolerance test and everything was going well and no complications and ultrasounds were great and baby is growing, I'm growing but not too much, he finally agreed to let me see a midwife. So I'm seeing 2 midwives under my original OB. So 19 weeks I had, I think, some more blood work done, and the glucose test and the anatomy scan, where of course they checked her all out and made sure she was growing and right on track. And my original due date was July 7th, or my due date based on my last period is July 7th, and that's the one we're sticking to. But she measured to be due on July 4th, so it looks like she was just a little tiny bit bigger than what my projected due date was, but we're still sticking with the 7th. And I didn't get any like great photos from my anatomy scan, which was really disappointing. This was the best profile picture that we got, if you can see. And she was really quick about it. She was just like, snap, snap, snap. This is arm, this is leg, this is the butt. Still a girl. Everything looks great. Have a nice day. And I know that that's what they're supposed to be doing, but I had kind of hoped maybe we could see her a little bit more, maybe see her face and, you know, just kind of have a moment, and we didn't get that. That makes us want to get a private scan done later in the pregnancy a little bit more so we can have some good photos and also kind of take the time to just look at her and watch her and observe her and see her, you know, her features and whatnot. I did get a good picture of her hand. So we constantly make the joke that we at least know she has one good hand, one strong hand that has all of its fingers. We don't know about the other one, but then they reconfirmed that she was a girl. Skinny little chicken legs. And then I got a bunch of just really horrible, can't really tell what's going on photos, and then the scary looking ones where it's like the skull and whatnot. So there might be a 3D or 4D ultrasound in our future. So as far as being pregnant and how I've been feeling, I've actually, aside from what I spoke about previously, you know, fatigue, tiredness, a little bit of depression, all that's still kind of going on. The depression, not so much. I've actually been feeling really great in that aspect. I'm mentally a little bit better. I've started having really like vivid and emotional like dreams. So that kind of like upsets me for the day or the morning at least. You know, I have these really realistic, not like scary movie scary dreams, but real life scenario type of things, like my husband cheating on me or leaving me, or, you know, just very real feeling dreams where I wake up in the night and it's hard for me to go back to sleep. But that's normal. That's part of pregnancy or your vivid dreams. So that can put a damper on your day. Not until this last week I have started to feel, or not feel, but have issues sleeping. I've slept like a baby this entire pregnancy because I've been so tired. I just go right to sleep when I go to bed. Now I'm starting to have more issues with food, getting a lot of heartburn and gas and bloating and horrible indigestion. My digestive tract is kind of slowing down again. So at night when I go to bed, it's really hard for me to get comfortable and stay comfortable for an extended period of time. So I would get like 20-30 minutes of sleep at a time and wake up and have to reposition. It's so, not only am I tired from growing a human and just being pregnant, but I'm tired because I'm not sleeping. I didn't think it was going to happen this soon. I mean, people tell you, get your sleep, you're never going to sleep again once you get into like the 3rd trimester, and then of course when the baby comes, you'll really never sleep again, and just wasn't expecting it now. I was thinking when I was like huge, and the baby was huge, that this was going to be an issue, but apparently it's happening now. Other than that, every test that I've had, blood work wise, blood pressure, both glucose tolerance tests that they've given me, 19 weeks and today, I passed with flying colors, no issues. Iron levels are good. My weight, they never really make a comment about it. I've gained close to 30 pounds, which to me feels like an insane amount of weight considering I had lost, what, 68 pounds before I got pregnant. And I had to work my butt off to lose that weight. So to see it just like coming right back at me so quickly is like depressing. And I keep making comments at the doctor's office like, whoa, look how much weight I've gained, expecting them to tell me to like go on a diet or something. And they're just like, no, it's healthy, you're gaining weight, it's great. And I'm just like, it's not like an infinite amount of weight that I can gain, you know? I don't know. It's also, I feel, because I'm not in ketosis and I'm not doing like extreme low carb like I was, a lot of that inflammation has come back, swelling inside my body has come back that I had originally depleted myself of by you know, losing all that water weight. And so I think the first week I did keto, I lost 9 or 10 pounds, and that was just water weight. That wasn't fat, you know? So going out of ketosis, and, you know, I'm assuming 10, 15 pounds of the 30 that I gained is probably water weight again. So that makes me feel a little bit better. Anyway, so they haven't made a comment about my weight, and they seem to be very pleased every time I go in. And I'm just hoping things keep going that way, because I didn't want to have a high-risk pregnancy. I didn't want to have preeclampsia or gestational diabetes. I didn't want to have to be restricted in my delivery. I want to go as natural as possible and have as little medical intervention as possible when I'm delivering. And I know when you're not healthy, when you're sick or the baby's sick, they kind of put a tight hold on you and restrict what you can do and how you deliver. And I really don't like the idea of that. So I'm very happy every single time I go to my appointment, every single day when I check my blood pressure and it's good. It just is so reassuring to me that things are going to be okay, and they might go the way that I would like them to go. To get to today's appointment, the 27, 28 week checkup, everything was great still. Heartbeat was great. My blood pressure was great. They called me right before I made this video and told me that my blood count, iron, and glucose test was great, and I'm measuring right on track. So, I mean, I don't have really anything other to report than that. I thank all of you guys for sticking around and watching, and hopefully I can stay on track with these updates. Sometimes taking a nap just feels so much more rewarding. I don't know, I'm just so tired all the time. But if you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll try to film a bump shot for you guys. I finally kind of have a bump. I don't know if when people look at me, they say, oh, she's pregnant, or if they go, she's got a really big gut, you know, why is she trying to like show that off? But hopefully I can get my phone in an angle or position so I can film my bump for you. And hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll hopefully see you when I go to my 29-week appointment. So, bye.